Ah,
Hi.
Nikki. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I just realized I'm not connected to my AirPods. Do you mind if I just do that really quickly?
Not at all. Should
I
I turn
appreciate you.
mine
This is
on?
me not being very text. I'll be right back.
I can. I probably should go
Okay.
get mine. Or can
No,
you hear me pretty good?
I can hear you just perfectly. The reason why, and then I normally do this without AirPods or any type of headphones, but this is how things happen. Both my neighbors on each side of me are currently going through some construction, and it really hasn't been a problem so much. But literally, my neighbor to my left just started drilling, like literally 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" I cannot escape it. Like I feel like the sound is penetrating my house. So my partner just said, "Just try your AirPods." So, can you hear me fine, or can you
I can.
hear this? Oh Lord, thank you, Jesus.
Don't hear any drilling, that's for sure.
It is literally this humming sound around me. So as long as you cannot hear it, I'm going to assume others cannot hear it. But with that said, I apologize for that beginning. Can I refer to you as Dr. Nina?
Yes, that's fine. That's fine.
Wonderful, wonderful. So listen, I always start with gratitude. I'm really grateful that you've made time to speak with me here on Hello Fitness TV. It has been such my pleasure to be able to chat with or have a discussion with people like yourself that are just sharing inspiration and motivation over our audiences. And so just thank you. I just truly appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. It's so interesting because I've done so many of your workouts for self.
Girl.
So it was
Oh, that's awesome. I've actually got a lot of positive feedback regarding those self workouts. So I'm happy to hear that. Thank
I
you
really
so
love
much.
the hit ones. They're great.
Wonderful. We're going to speak about a little activity and some movement later on in this conversation. But first and foremost, Dr. Nina, where are you? Where are you spending your quarantine?
I'm in Houston.
Oh, you're in Texas still. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I'm from St. Louis and Memphis. So,
oh,
but I
okay.
live in Houston. So I've been in Texas for almost 10 years now.
Okay. So kind of like home away from home.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. I actually come through Texas quite a bit. Actually, my boyfriend's family are in Dallas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
perfect. Wonderful. So listen, I was speaking to my boyfriend. I connected with Maureen, who I know you were in touch with. You, my friend, perhaps have the most professional titles of any talent that I've had the pleasure of speaking with on this show. And for that, sis, I applaud you for all your accomplishments. And instead of me rattling off these titles, could I ask you to define exactly who you are and what you do?
Okay. Well, I'm Dr. Nina Ellis Hervey. I'm a licensed clinical and school psychologist, a nationally certified school psychologist, a licensed specialist in school psychology, a certified professional life coach, soon to be certified personal trainer.
Oh, hey.
I am associate and tenured professor. And I started and run a clinic on campus, which specializes in psychological assessments for all kinds of difficulties and issues. And then I like to say by night, I'm also a YouTuber who has hitting 1 million subscribers today, actually. So
well, that is something to celebrate.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Congratulations.
Yes, I'm at like 999, 700 or something like that.
Oh, we're almost there. So we just got to keep pushing it. We got to keep pushing it. You're probably are you finding that there's a lot more like engagement and say more follows considering this pandemic? And you are seeing that? Okay,
in the
wonderful.
past 2 months, I've gotten like 100,000 new unique followers.
Wow.
So it wasn't slated for me to reach 1 million today. It was like more like, end of summer.
Yeah.
It just kind of, people have been really showing up and showing out. So it's been a really great thing.
And so there's been so many conversations about all the very, I should say, many negatives regarding the pandemic and COVID-19. But I've been trying to give more time and energy to the silver lining and how we can impact our communities and serve in different ways. And so increasing your audience would be one way and something to be blessed about. So that I congratulate you. That's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. So listen, I wanted to speak to you and start this conversation about more mental health. Can you define what it is to you, or how you define um, well-being or psychological well-being? What is that to you? Can you define that? And can you perhaps tell us why it's important that we all achieve this in our lives?
I would say in for me, and also just in my experience with research and working with others, because I don't like to just include my lifeline, but a lot of the things that I've seen, it is us seeking to be stable, right? In the up times and the down times. And the thing about psychological wellness and well-being is that it shouldn't be fleeting. We do have hard times, we do have low times, but those are to be expected. And I think once we accept that and we realize and deal with our strengths, our weaknesses, the things we fail at, the things we're good at, once we start accepting those things, we accept that more in life. And so to me, the definition of psychological well-being would be a person, or a person displaying the ability to weather any storm. It doesn't matter what happens. It just, you're experiencing emotions, you might fall down, but you learn how to get back up, and you relish in that, and you're fine with that, and you're comfortable with that. And you also realize that even when bad times happen, they don't last forever. But the flip side of that is up times don't last forever. And when you understand that, then you can stay solid and stable in the storm.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like, if I had to put it in one word, it almost sounds like resiliency. The idea, just to weather the storm. So, and I think you just put that really perfectly. I once, a mentor of mine once said to me about well-being, that we can be well, but it can be fleeting. It's never always going to be the high, and nor should it, right? Because life is learned and experienced by the ups and downs of this roller coaster. But being able to have the tools, the knowledge, the wisdom to endure whatever that may be is really this idea of continuously showing up and choosing to be well, hence well-being. One thing I do remember him also saying is that well-being is a practice. It's something that we have to continuously pursue. I am not just well today. I am constantly feeding into my own wellness. So I also love that, and contribute my personal wellness to that as well. Yeah. So can I speak more personally to you? What do you do to be well? In your daily practices or weekly practices, what are some things that you do to keep everything in your life, say, balanced and well?
Okay, I would say that's a great question. I think I do a lot of things, right? So I think the first thing is, some of my best friends will probably say I'm one of those people that's most amused by almost anything. So I try to find the joy in even the low points and even the small things. Like, I'm like, oh, my show is coming on, or oh, there's a new old movie on Netflix. Like, I just like to be happy. So those things excite me. It doesn't take a whole lot for me to be excited. I don't have to be overstimulated. So that's one thing. I think another thing is exercising, eating well, taking care of myself. This little dog here, she is like a part of everything.
That's your baby.
Yes, this is my baby. My boyfriend, he's also
okay.
So that's a great thing too. He's probably gonna be laughing, like, you mentioned the dog before you mentioned me. No, I mentioned him first. But also just friends and family, and maintaining relationships, and also nurturing those. But I'll go back to the fitness piece, is that 15 years ago I lost over 100 pounds, and I've kept it on. And so for me, I take joy in knowing that I have not control over that completely, but I take care of myself and expect that I can continue that on. Like, I try to challenge myself and figure out new things to do. And also helping others along the way, which is the reason why my social media platforms were started, was to make sure that others felt fulfilled in what they wanted to do. And so fitness to me represents so many other things. It's not just about the fitness. Yeah, that relieves stress and that helps. But I think it's also knowing that you're doing something for you, that no one can take away from you. As long as you have the activity of your limbs, you have the ability. And I know there's been times where I've had situations that have it seems like they have no connection to fitness or weight loss. But I'll tell myself, girl, you lost over 100 pounds and you kept it off. Ain't nothing you can't do. And so
That's
And so,
true.
you know, Oprah didn't even do that. I love Oprah. Don't get me wrong. But
Right.
Oprah wasn't, that's something that I have not been good at. You
That's
know, and I
right. Girl, she
love
loves those potato chips too much. That's what she said.
right. So for me, it makes me think about the idea that we can take a hold of things that we've done before, and that we take care of ourselves in. And when stuff like this happens, or when the world is different, we can actually find some peace in the fact that we're doing things for ourselves that make a difference. No, we can't change everything,
That's
but
right.
it makes a difference for us. And so for me, that's what keeps me pretty, you know, happy and healthy and psychologically well.
Yeah. Listen, I've asked so many people this very question about how they maintain self-care, practice self-love. And I kid you not, the common denominator amongst all of us is the little things. And that kind of is a huge reminder, especially in these times, that it doesn't take a lot to be happy. It actually doesn't take a lot to be healthy, because it's a choice every day. And I think that you know, your answer just resonates on that. So Dr. Nina, you beat me to it, because I am well aware that you have lost 100 pounds, and you've kept this off now going on 14 years.
It's been 14 and a half years. Yeah.
Girl, she knows the date to the month. I love it. No, but this is something obviously to be extremely proud of. As a personal trainer, I'm always trying to coach and guide my clients to betterment of self, right? It's never this idea of, I want to get, you know, Kim Kardashian skinny. We never use this type of verbiage. My true mantra is like, let's just all strive to be the better versions of ourselves, whatever that may be. And your weight loss is no exception to that. So congratulations, first and foremost. Now, I think you pretty much already discussed this or spoke about it in your previous answer, but another common question that I personally get is, how do you stay motivated? It's so easy for someone like myself, admittedly, to get up and move my body, because I see it as me honoring my body and my physical vessel in this life. And so to take away movement or exercise for me would almost feel like a death sentence. So my idea of motivation is not this, like, it's never external. I'm never like, you know, looking at myself in the mirror and then externally thinking that I need to be motivated, or someone telling me I put a little chub around the belly to be motivated. It's really innate for me. How would you define, or how do you explain where you find and draw your motivation from?
That's another great question. I would say I'm like you. I've been doing it for so long now that I'm irritated and aggravated when I don't move.
Amen.
I'm irritated and aggravated, and if anybody gets in my way, they're probably gonna feel it during that time. So, but I have to, like you said, put myself back in that mindset, which I try to do on my videos and things like that. What did that feel like to not want to do it? What did it feel like to not feel like I was? Because that's, you know, honoring your body is important. What did it feel like when I wasn't doing that? Why wasn't I? What was that? And so I will say, just to go back to that, the motivation piece comes from me wanting to stay as solid as I possibly can. There's not much in this world we have choice over. We believe we do. When I say choice, we have a say in. We have a choice. But it can go different ways, right?
Life is very fleeting. You're right.
And so every day I seek to live the way that I want to, it sounds morbid, die. So if I were to die today, what would that story be? Would it be the woman who got up every day, took care of herself, made sure she nurtured the relationship she had, exercised when she needed to, ate well, did all that? Or will it be the person who just gave up on themselves because it wasn't going to change anything anyway? I'd rather be the first woman, you know? And so
I love that.
It's important to live a legacy in a day. That's important to me. And so
that's a caption right there. Live a legacy in a day. I love that so much. Y'all hear that? Live a legacy in a day. It's beautiful. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And I think even in the weight loss process, the way that I found motivation was by my legacy being small little blocks. every day. So
Every day.
every day I make the joke that the first day I went to the gym, I literally went to the gym. When I tell you, Lisa, that's all I did. I didn't get on a machine. I didn't do anything. I put on the clothes. I went in. I was much heavier. So, of course, it was kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to get over was actually going in, looking at the equipment, saying, what is that? You know, not walking in the day that I'm going to work out, trying to figure out the workout machines and all of that. I went in. I looked. I walked around. Yeah, I looked weird because I was looking at stuff like, okay. Oh, that might be good. Let me research that one. 5 minutes. And I left. But I got up, I got dressed, and I went to the gym. That was one day. The next day, I was like, okay, 5 minutes. We can do 5 minutes on the treadmill. The treadmill looks at least something that I can handle without hurting myself. So let's do that. So sooner or later, the more building blocks I built, I was like in the gym like 2 hours a day. Like
I love that.
At the point when I had dropped all the weight, and I hadn't even realized because I didn't weigh myself that much. But there was a man in the gym, and he was an Air Force veteran. And he said to me, I run, you're running. I go downstairs to lift, you're running. I come back upstairs to walk, you're running. He was like, girl, I've watched you change. And it is amazing to see. And I'm getting emotional because I didn't even know I was motivating. And so for me, motivated me. And for this not Army veteran, but this Air Force veteran to say that, I was like, wow, people are watching me before I even had a YouTube.
Yeah.
People were watching me, and people would come up to me in the gym and started asking me how to do things. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, they were like, so how do you start lifting weights? And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
People are watching me. And so it's not even just their opinion, but I've grown into knowing that you should work even when no one's looking. You should work and give yourself the best, even when no one can give you a pat on the back.
Absolutely.
And
My
that's
goodness.
my motivation.
That is an answer by no one. That is so true. Listen, you just touched on so many things. I think, again, I sort of take it back to like common questions I get that, you know, being that I'm in the fitness space, and people seem so overwhelmed. Like the people that are perhaps overweight, unhappy, you know, trying to define what self-love is for them, cannot get off the couch, will not budge to change their diet. They're like, what do I do? It's just so overwhelming. And I say, it just takes one day, because one day turns into tomorrow, and then tomorrow turns into the next. And I'm a big believer in, like, I work with clients that are like, girl, today is just not my day. I said, put your trainers on, give me 10 minutes, just move 10 minutes. And without fail, 100% of the time, 10 minutes always turns into 20, turns into 30, turns into 45. And usually, almost 100% of the time, I get a full hour, because it's like always just that one step. And you spoke about that when you said, I went to the gym, that 5 minutes to figure out the machine, like just one step, baby steps at a time. And sometimes I look at myself as a fitness influencer, and I think the amount of content that we basically share out and post, I can see how that can get really intimidating. Often I'm like, where do you find the time for this? And I have to like take that in, and I'm really honest with people that me finding time for what I do is because it is my life and is what I love to do, and it's how I have been able to define what self-love means for me. And so always for me is motivation at its very core is this idea of finding what it is to love yourself. Love yourself, because it's really, really difficult to love yourself and then not honor your life with health and happiness. And so I love your answer so much, because it just speaks to everything of these little mantras that I'm constantly feeding to my audience and to my clients. So I feel like we're riding a line like that, and I appreciate you so much. Oh my goodness. Speaking about weight loss, Dr. Nina, social media and Adele, she has actually received a lot of backlash for a most recent post that she's posted herself with a great deal of weight loss. I personally think she looks amazing. I'm not the type of person to jump at her and think, oh my gosh, she's then kind of turned her back on, like, you know, the plus size women of our world. I didn't think that at all. I thought, oh wow, she's perhaps choosing to live a healthier, happier life, mind you. I mean, able to use and move her body in different ways. I know that she's also a mom now, so
Yeah.
perhaps healthy choices. You know, like it's funny, there's some people that will shame her, and there's other people that can recognize what kind of hard work and determination that would have taken and see the positive. What are your thoughts on all of this regarding Adele?
I feel like I was Adele 15 years ago,
Oh,
almost
perfect.
15
Okay.
years ago when I
Yeah.
lost the weight. And it was so, I hid myself for most of my weight loss. So that's another thing. I purposely did that because some of the initial feedback was not always positive. You know, and it wasn't because I so much cared about what was said, but that can be daunting when you're losing, when you're actually putting in the work and you're excited about it. But other people will say things like, do you think you're losing too much weight? Or, you know, you looked really good when, you know, your body was a little fuller.
Yeah.
You know, my face has always been chunky, so that's not been a problem, and I like that. But,
round and beautiful, girl. Round and beautiful.
But it was like, people always had something to say in relation to that, almost as if it changed me as a person. But what I realized, and I think not just through my training, but just through watching life, with people like Adele, with people that are being viewed, people that are being watched, a lot of times we want to see ourselves and what we're okay with in other people. And so when they make changes, it makes us more aware of the changes we probably should be making. Now, don't get me wrong. I was happy being heavier at one point in my life until I didn't feel happy. That's the thing.
Gotcha.
And so I'm not going to force that on everybody. I don't want everybody to lose weight. And I mean, I went down to a size 2'4". I'm really about, from an 18-20. So for me, it was big. It was a big weight loss. So I tell people all the time is that sometimes what people do when they make decisions is they're making you feel conviction for the decisions you're currently making. And so what we're seeing in the backlash, I think some people could be truly worried about her health. But I think a lot of others are feeling guilty about the decisions they're not making. And so what happens is that comes out as, well, why would you do that? Because it's, well, I'm not doing it. So, you know, maybe she shouldn't be doing that. And if she was really happy with herself, because we always love to go back with if you were really happy with yourself.
Right.
Yeah, but sometimes being happy with yourself also leads you on a journey to seek what will make you happier and what will make you healthier. And you mentioned her having a child. She probably wants to be able to run and do things with that child and move around and be around as long as possible.
Exactly.
That argument that people say, well, some big people have, or bigger people, and I've been heavier, but some bigger people are more healthy than people who are thin. Yeah, but
amen.
But here's the thing. Research-based knowledge knows that usually one is having more problems than the other. And that's usually our heavier, more obese crowd is having more issues. I had more issues at a young age than I have now, 15 years later. So I can speak as a person who was in a heavier body. So I know that's not true for everybody, but for most, according to research, it's true. Right. So what I will say is I think a lot of people look at her and they're thinking, well, I didn't feel like I needed to do that, but now I'm feeling like I should because she did. And maybe you don't have to do exactly what she did, but maybe that's a new healthy decision that you can make to help you feel better. And I think that that's what happens. And I'll give it as another example for people. I can remember when I was really getting into fitness and I was so excited, and I would go on trips with people. And I would be the one to get up early in the morning, go work out, and they'd be like, oh, we're headed to the beach. And I'm like, well, I'm headed to the gym, you know? And it was
You're
like
that person.
Back and forth, right? Like this back and forth, like, well, we're on a trip and we're doing this. And I'm like, yeah, but these are habits in my life that are important to me. And then it would be, well, you're making us feel bad. Well, I'm not doing it to make you feel bad. I'm doing this because it's important for me. If you would like to join, you can come too. I'm not telling you you're a horrible person for not, but you're telling me I'm a horrible person for doing it.
Oh, golly.
Worse here.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And I think that helped even some of my good close friends understand that this is just a part of me. And now it's just a joke. Like, oh, well, we already know you're ready to tap dance and dance off somewhere or exercise somewhere. And I'm happy I'm known for that. I'm happy that I would rather that than anything that unhealthy that they could associate me with.
Absolutely. Because at this point, and I know that you'll agree that this lifestyle is just that. It's a lifestyle. It wasn't a phase. That, you know, being that person that wakes up early in the morning to get that workout in before you start your day, so to speak, is part of your lifestyle, and it makes you feel good and make you happy. And I think true friends, even in my own transformation, because not that I can relate to losing 100 pounds, Dr. Nina, but I went from being, I guess, like a smaller frame to somebody that built a lot of muscle and then competed in the sport of bodybuilding. And I too, like yourself, went through this, you know, amongst my own friends. Well, girl, like, this is like the third time that you've dipped out on like drinks after work. What's up? And I'm like, well, I just really am looking to go to the gym before I head home. And it's like, wow. And it's like, what? Having to explain your own choices about something that's positive, or even then building a lot of muscle. And then especially men coming like, hey, you cute, but if you gain any more muscle, that's going to be too much. Or you might start looking too manly. And I'm like, oh, you must have mistaken my gains as something for you. This is not for you.
Or
and
something
again,
that intimidates you.
Absolutely. So when you mentioned that in your statement about this idea, it's like we're not doing things for others. We're doing it for ourselves. And essentially, it feels good. It makes us happy. And I think that's what we need to have people understand. Even with Adele, she's doing this for herself. I'm almost positive she didn't set out to be, I'm going to lose X amount of pounds so I can piss off half the world that are not going to be happy for me to be, you know, like it just seems so bizarre to me that we live in a day and age where one would judge from that perspective. And I feel sorry for those people because, like you said, perhaps what they're truly fighting is this idea that, I resonated with Adele for X amount, for whatever reasons, but now that she's not that I can see myself in, then I have to look myself in the mirror, like, you know, and it comes out in anger. So I'm really happy that you addressed that because that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And
Perfect.
We fight that every day. I think I think that's just something I learned over several years. I mean, now my closest circle is not even a discussion. You know, we wake up and we're on a trip. We know Nina's about to go to the gym.
That's right.
We'll go get breakfast. We'll go get breakfast and she can go to the gym. And I'm like, yeah, and I'll catch breakfast by myself. I'm okay.
There you go. That's okay. That is so, I resonate with that too. I have a couple girlfriends that'll be quick to work out with me, and the others would be like, girl, go ahead. I actually I'm doing life with, you know, my boyfriend who I love dearly, but he is not really part of this whole fitness life. I cannot pay him to work out with me, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm still going to do it anyways. So I think, you know, for all those listening, if you're one of those people, like, keep showing up for yourself. And if you're ever finding and you're battling with friends that are second guessing you, perhaps even a partner that you're with that doesn't understand that, it is giving you some sort of negative feedback, you know, really pay attention to your circle, because at the end of the day, your life is yours and you want to show up the best way possible so you can show up for others the best way possible. So that's something to think about. I really appreciate you mentioning that. Now, Dr. Nina, this wasn't going to be a conversation that was going to go on forever. I know I'm going to respect your time, but I would love so much for you to stick around and play what we call a rapid question game. So I'm going to ask a question and then you're going to shoot off whatever comes to mind. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So we're going to go get stuck right into that, okay? Okay, I got a whole bunch. You let me know if you get tired of answering these and I'll cut it short. But I love this game personally. What is your favorite song to exercise to?
My favorite song? Shoot.
Or genre? I'll take genre.
Trap music.
Trap, girl, yes. I have a friend out there she's the most unassuming white lady that looks like she's in the corporate world, but she knows every single word to every single trap song, and I love her and I appreciate her. Shout out to Susan. Your love language?
It is words. What is it?
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Awesome. Alone time or time together?
Ooh, okay. Here, alone time, but time together with certain people.
Okay, perfect. I like that. I once answered that by saying 60% alone time, 40% time together.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Oh, you like a lot of alone time too. That's good.
I do. I realize that's really important to me, which doesn't mean that I dislike everybody around me, but I really enjoy being alone.
Me too.
People think I am crazy. Smoothies or juices?
Smoothies.
Yes, me too. Favorite cheat meal?
Favorite cheat meal?
Yeah, come on, girl. Be honest with us.
I don't even know. I guess it's a cheat genre.
Yeah,
Greek
come on.
food.
I'll take it.
I love
What was
Greek
it?
food. Greek.
Greek?
Yes. Greek or Indian food.
Girl.
And I know you can find healthy versions.
I was going to
like
say, because I don't even put that in the cheat category.
I mean, you can get some good Indian food that's not quite
with all the butter and all that. Yes, you're right, because I actually love that too. I've actually go and eat at Indian restaurants by myself because my boyfriend doesn't care for it. I'm like, all right, table for one. Well, then next time I'm in Houston, we get an Indian.
Yes.
That's what that means. Land or water?
Water.
Me too. That's it. Your spirit animal?
Ooh.
But,
well, I don't know if a butterfly is a spirit animal. No.
We'll take it. I'll take
Butterfly.
Yes. You're the first person to say that. I love that. How about this one? One person you would love to have an in-depth conversation with?
Michelle Obama.
Yes. Me too. Oh, yes. Spin or run?
Run.
Me too. I'm not for the spinning. Everybody's like, really? I can't do it.
It hurts for me. It hurts my areas.
You're right. I find myself wanting to stand up a lot. Okay. TV series you're currently binging?
Oh, I like, what show do I really like? Come on, Nina. Think about it.
Yeah, what you watching?
Netflix, anything that has to do with
anything.
Zombies.
Oh, you're a zombie
Anything
girl?
that has to do with zombies. Yeah.
Okay, you're on your own. I can't do the zombies. Yeah, that is weird. There's too much anxiety for me. The whole running constantly for your life, and there's no that's too much for me. But
well,
you
I
have that.
It's zombie plus like pandemic-ish type stuff, which is weird for right now. But
yes,
that's the kind of stuff I like to watch.
You're into
crime
that.
Crime dramas. Anything
crime dramas I like.
I'm there. It's sad.
Which is so strange.
It's very
because you're such a we'll take it. It's like balance. It's balance. We'll take it. Shower or bath? Or bath. I'll say it in your accent.
Shower.
Ooh, you're the first person to say shower. Why is that? Time?
Because I ain't got the time. Sitting in the bath water after a while, and you have to keep turning on the hot water, and it just interrupts the zen. I'd rather just have the water on me and just.
There you go. I'm learning so much about you. Okay, I like it. Here's a good one for you. Sneakers or stilettos?
Stilettos.
That's right. I figured. You're a fashionista. Yes. Well, we got legs for that. That's why. A couple more, I promise. A couple more. Name one thing you love about your body.
Oh. I think the natural athletic shape of it.
Nice. Perfect.
I'm not the siren shape. I'm not any of that. I'm athletic.
I like that. Perfect. Name one thing you love about your personality.
Enlightening.
Perfect. I like that, and I see that for you. Two more, and I'll let it be. I promise. One thing you would tell your 16-year-old self.
Ooh. It gets better.
Yeah. Perfect. I like that. Last and final, Dr. Nina. Name one thing that is on your bucket list that you haven't yet accomplished.
It's so weird to say stuff out loud because I feel like I've accomplished the things that I really want to.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really want is a television show.
That's it. Perfect. You manifest that. I love that.
Television show.
I love that. Perfect. We said it. You said it. I say like there's really a lot of power in words. And if you say it enough times, it will come to pass. I'm a big believer in that because everything that I have had the courage to actually say out loud has come true. And I believe that my own testament, I would be foolish not to believe it. So I love that you're saying that because I truly believe it's going to come to you.
Saying this out loud, Lita.
No, I love it. I'll be right there in the audience when you have it too, sis. I promise. I'll be there.
on it. Okay.
Girl, yes. That's even better. No, perfect. No, I love it. I recognize that even though it seems like it's a little question, it takes a lot of courage to actually say with your mouth and your soul what you want. A lot of people find that kind of corny or that stuff doesn't matter. But again, since leaving the corporate world, everything that I put on a vision board has come true. And I'm just like, wow, look at God. And I know that if I have the courage to believe it, to see it, it has come true. So I think that it takes a lot of bravery, and I get that. But I honestly feel like it's going to come to you. We have a whole life to live. So keep on manifesting that.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Nina, I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you so much for choosing to want to speak with me here on Hello Fitness TV. We will obviously share this so more people get to see it, but for everybody tuning in, thank you so much for being here. Dr. Nina, where can we find you online and learn more about you and what you're doing?
You can find me at Beautiful Brown Baby Doll on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or Dr. Nina. Don't be wary of the things that pop up if you Google me. It's so many weird